Nuka, are you still good to stream this?
I'm just testing it now. Can you go to the thing and see if it's working?
Yes. Oh, yep, it is.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Good stuff. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Lily's game is ending, so she should be joining soon.
Okay. Cool. You hear from Meat Shield or?
I talked to her like a moment ago about switching the times, and she got back to me. So if she's right now, she's busy. So I think that, she must have just had something come up.
She knows it's still at 4, not 4:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if she's not here, I'll just invite her when she gets on.
Okay.
Hey, Lily.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, she's online. Maybe she'll join. We should have ended the last class with like that Ryan game mode where it like charges on a 0 cooldown and just everybody just like rams into one another.
Oh yeah. Should be coming online. I'm gonna bench her next practice if she's late. No, I'm just kidding.
I know I love doing DBU with teammates because I can pick on them.
Right.
Great, Monkey, you're gonna be one of our examples.
Oh, there she is. Right on time.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so is everybody good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
Lily and Nami, you guys good?
Yep.
I'm here.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to our second Ryan DBU class. Thank you all for coming. Before we get started, I just want to mention the way that these lobbies work. I'm going to have to restart the match every half hour just so it doesn't kick us back to the menu. Also, as awesome as King's Row is, it does not have any mega health packs on the first point, so try not to kill each other too much because it takes forever to just stand on a mini and heal yourself back up. But yeah, all right, so pick Reinhardt and just meet up at the first point, and I will let Nami and Lily take it away.
Alrighty.
Justice will be
Are we on the other side this time?
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Running back to the other side took forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Reinhardt. Fun character. I don't know how many of you have played Reinhardt before, or are like intimidated by him maybe, because he can sometimes seem like that. But I see a lot of people like see him as just a shield, and he's really more of a bully. So you're not just protecting your team, but you're kind of in their face pushing them back. And of course he's a main tank, so you usually kind of need one of those. But compared to like Orisa or Winston, his shield is very mobile. With Winston and Orisa, you can't move a shield around, you're just kind of stuck there once you drop it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if with Orisa, you put a shield and you have to wait for the cooldown before you can move it. Like if it gets broken right away, you can't like drop another one. So and you can't like turn it around if there's like a threat behind you. So that's why you'd pick Ryan over Orisa, basically. And also, why would you pick Ryan over Orisa? Also, his ult, in my opinion, anyways, is like more there's more of an impact to it. Like it's good to like Orisa's ult is good, but I mean it won't like really like make as big an impact as if like you shatter like an entire team with Ryan, basically.
And as satisfying as those are, sometimes you can just get one or two people with it, and it's guaranteed kill and can win your team fight. So I guess we'll just go through the skills.
Yeah.
His basic is the hammer. Hammer can be pretty awkward for those who aren't used to like playing a character like this. It seems kind of weird he would use a melee weapon in a shooter, but it is very impactful. You can just kind of bully their front line with it. You can knock people back. You know, one shot and a fire strike will kill a Tracer or a Genji or something. Well, Tracer, but...
Yeah, so his hammer does 75 damage per swing, and it hits like in an area. So like if you just swing like this, it'll just hit like in front of you. But if like if you turn as you swing, you'll hit like a bigger area. So like say like I hit like this, I'm not gonna hit. Oh, maybe I will. But if like I turn like this, I'm gonna hit like more people, because basically you can like do a 360 if you turn, and you'll hit everyone around you. If your sensitivity is like high enough, I guess. So you don't want it to be too low.
And you guys can go heal if the instructors are picking on you, by the way.
Yeah. There's a big health pack like in the building in the back here. It's just like a bit of a walk, but it's not that far.
And the little ones should
There's also
respawn
the one
for
in the little theater.
Yeah.
The other thing to keep in mind about hammer is, so you can hold it down, in which case you'll swing left to right, and that doesn't seem kind of that big a deal, but you can actually guide the enemy teammate when you're doing that. So you can hold it down to swing left and right if you want to like knock them the other way, or you can just left click release, swing the same way. So like if they're trying to get around a corner, you can just kind of bully them away from it and make sure they can't get where they want to go.
Let's showcase that. Like have somebody stand behind the corner. Just kind of show the knockback.
Okay, so stand, you guys stand here is if you're attacking, rather. So if someone gets a little too in your face, you can swing your hammer to knock them away from the corner so they can't just hold back. So if someone try to... I'm just gonna die. Hold up.
But yeah, there is a knockback to
So
it.
in that case, you'd want to not hit them with your first left click, but hit them with the second one to knock them the opposite direction of where they want to go.
Mm-hmm. Don't die.
So someone had that there. Someone knocked me the correct way.
Nice.
But just keeping stuff in mind like that is very big. Like it makes a huge difference, and
Yeah.
it's
Whoa
not
there.
the first thing you would kind of have in mind when you look at Reinhardt. But guiding the enemy team with a hammer is huge.
Okay, do you guys have any questions about the hammer? No? Okay. I guess
don't
we'll
think
move on. We'll move on. We'll move on to Fire Strike. Okay, so Fire Strike does 100 damage per enemy hit, and it penetrates. So, say if I stand here and I Fire Strike, I'm gonna hit everyone that's in that line. And there's no damage fall off. Like if you Fire Strike like in the air, you can see like how far it goes. It goes like really far. And even if you hit someone like there's a Farah like really far in the air at the other end, if you hit her with that, like she's still gonna take 100 damage. Also, Fire Strike gives you 6% ult charge per hit. So if you hit like 5 people with it, it's already like 30%. Like, so you can charge your ult pretty fast with Fire Strike.
Depending on the map, you can like get a view of spawn and hit people with it as soon as they come out of it, and it's a great way to get a jump start on your charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's pretty much his bread and butter for building ult charge, aside from hammer, but really it's going to be more so Fire Strike. You're probably going to want to use it on cooldown. Sometimes at higher levels, like, people will read into that and they can tell when you're going to drop your shield to Fire Strike, but for general use, like, use it on cooldown unless you have full ult charge.
Oh yeah,
Or
I
if,
forgot
like,
to mention that at 1 PM actually. Yeah, if you're at full ult charge, like there's no point in doing it on cooldown unless you need to Fire Strike.
Yeah, in that case you're just
Yeah.
building enemy support ults.
Yeah.
But like, you can use it if you see someone who's in like a weird spot, maybe they're low health, and you can finish them off with it.
Yeah, also Genji can reflect it, so you have to be careful, but you can use that to your advantage also. Don't know if Lily, you wanted to explain that, or
Explain what?
the Genji, like you can bait a Genji into like using his
Oh
reflect.
yes. Yeah, if you want to, like, Genjis in general will... I don't want to say this all the time, but they are very bent on reflecting Fire Strikes. So like, if you want to bait out a Genji's deflect, throw a Fire Strike at him, he'll deflect it like 9 times out of 10. It's a weird habit that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, if they see a Fire Strike and they have deflect up, they'll use it.
Yeah, so you can use that like if one of your teammates wants to ult and you don't want Genji to reflect it, you can bait his deflect, and then he won't have it up for your teammate's ult, basically. Okay, any questions about Fire Strike? No? You have a quiet class today. Okay, so we're gonna move on to charge. So charge does 300 damage when you pin someone, and if you charge someone, you don't pin them, they don't take any damage. But if you charge someone and there's people next to you, the people you clip with the charge will take 50 damage. Oh, hi, May.
Yeah, charge is like that skill for some Rhines. It can get you killed or it can win a team fight.
Yeah.
Usually you want to play very conservatively with it. I don't, and I often get some anger because of it. Or at least excitement. We'll call it excitement. But yeah, you can immediately win a team fight by getting a good charge in, and it can be very tempting to do so, but you're often going to have to resist. And for those who don't know, you can guide yourself a little bit while you're charging. You can hold left or right to move just a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's do that through the street here. So if you charge that way, you can steer and not hit any walls. Oh no!
Oh, you're fine. You're good.
I'm good. It was a fun little adventure.
Go back. Oh shit! It's okay. It's okay. I didn't pin you.
Just a quick way to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, like if you're running back, like you can charge like to get back faster. What else?
Sometimes you can like run away with it too if you really need to, like charge out of May Blizzard. But for the most part, you don't want to use it that way.
Oh god.
Everyone's charged the someone failed there.
Poor Trippet.
Get an F on the assignment.
We all just went after.
No, the other thing with May is charging her out of Ice Block. This one I guess we can do one at a time.
Yeah, you can.
You're gonna want to time charge that the second she comes out.
That was. Oh yeah, if you don't do it fast enough, she'll just do that. So, yeah, kind of have to like get a feel for when her ice block is gonna break. When you've done it enough, you can kind of hear when it's gonna break. So unless she breaks out early, which usually she won't, because she's like freaking out that there's a Rhine in her face. Yeah, I like that exactly. Because so usually, like, if I'm like if I'm swinging at a May and she ice blocks, I'm like, well, you're still dead. Like, I'm just gonna wait for you to break out of your ice block and I'll charge you.
Who is next on that?
Yeah,
Perfect.
good timing there.
Yeah. It just leaves her with no time to do anything at all other than just get charged. And that's a whole lot of ult charge for you when you get it.
Yeah.
3. Nice.
You guys are so good.
I think we need another May.
I know, right?
I guess it's all important to like know which sounds are which.
Oh yeah. It's like the ice breaking sort of intensifies at the end.
Yeah, you can hear it kind of start breaking.
Make a crackle.
Yeah.
Was that everybody?
I think so.
I got one.
Okay.
Was there someone
Or
left?
not. I don't know.
Oh.
I think we're good.
I can't get away.
Oh no! Revenge of the May.
That was.
Yeah, so one last thing about charge is like you want to try and charge so you have like the shortest distance possible. Like you don't want to charge into a wall that's like super far because you're gonna get like behind the enemies and you're gonna be in a bad position and you're probably gonna die. So
But you also don't want to charge off a cliff.
yeah, yeah, also for sure.
There are some maps where you can like position it so that you put the enemy person off the cliff, but you just barely miss it. Like Hanamura is a big one.
Yeah, or sometimes you'll just hit like if there's like an obstacle just before. Sometimes like the enemy's gonna have enough momentum that you're still gonna fall off, but like you're like just gonna stop, or you can just like, I guess measure how far you're gonna charge. It depends on the map.
But for the most part, like charging from here against Nuka would be pretty bad. Like you just go flying out way in the back, and you'd be in no good position.
Yeah, exactly.
But if as you're fighting someone, you can guide them towards like the corner of the building and get a pin in that way. You do a huge chunk of damage to them, you gain ult charge, and you're not out of position.
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys have any questions about charge?
I read advice once that you should treat it as being like a quarter of what it actually is in length, effectively. Would you follow that advice? Like, try not to do it more than a quarter away from where you could possibly go?
I guess it depends on where the enemy team is. Like, if you have more room, you can, like, afford, like, say I'm... Whoa, okay. Okay, there. Say, like,
for
the
the
enemy
most part.
team is, like, in the hallway over there, and, like, I could charge, say, like, Accra from here, and, like, it's still not too far. Like, I'm not gonna be out of position, because even if it's, like, I'm charging a pretty long distance, like, the enemies are not anywhere near me, so, like, if it doesn't put you in a bad position, then it's fine. Like, it's not really the distance, but more, like, where you're gonna end up, like, compared to, like, where the enemies are, basically.
Okay.
But generally, yeah, like you're gonna want to not use it to go very far if the enemy team is visible.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can also
the
rely.
longer... Yeah. Go ahead.
You can also rely on like Zarya bubbles if you are communicating with your team and you have a Zarya. Like, let them know, because you can be interrupted out of it very easily with like a Roadhog hook or a McCree stun or an Ana sleep dart.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing I was gonna say is like the longer you charge, like the longer your shield is down basically. So that's why you don't want to charge too long, because you still want to be there to like shield your team. So you have to keep that in mind also.
I see. Do you ever use it as anything like a CC? Like, say someone's got an Ana ult on them, and then you try and get them out of the way of the rest of your team? Or is it just more effective to use your shield at that point?
It depends on the character. Like, if there's an enemy Ryan who's charged and you can get a good pin on him, it wastes a lot of that time.
Okay.
It might not do very much damage because he's nano boosted, but you're wasting like a lot of his time and you're decreasing his damage by that much.
Okay.
Oop. Oh yeah, that's one thing. Like I was gonna say, like you can use your charge to counter charge another Rhine. Like if you wanna save yourself or a teammate, if the enemy Rhine is charging, you charge him back and you both fall over. So that's, instead of getting pinned, that's probably
it's
like a better situation. Yeah.
It's a much better alternative. So I'm just gonna go down the line here and like charge at them. Just react and counter charge. Ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
This one's faster to do. There's 3 Ryans. Or is he like dodgeball?
Oh, my nose itches. There we go.
Oh, did you mention the damage and like the area damage it does when you boop people?
I think we did.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay,
300 when you pin and 50 when you clip someone. Anything else about charge, or is that pretty much it?
It's charge susceptible to any current bugs.
Unfortunately, yes. There are times when it's gonna look where you pin someone perfectly and it might just bounce them. It does happen.
I think
it's unfortunate,
due to
but it does.
ping though, because like sometimes it might be like on your screen it looks like the person is right in front of you, but like because of the ping it might be slightly off. I think that's why, but
Okay.
like it
Yeah,
doesn't
that could be.
happen. I think it doesn't happen as often as it used to, though. So
It used to be a little buggier. Like if a Doomfist would uppercut you, you just start like flying backwards, and it was
Mhm.
weird.
yeah.
But that's been fixed.
Excellent.
I think that's it for charge. Gonna move on to the shield.
Yep, that's the thing that makes Reinhardt Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Knowing when to hold it up and when to drop it is a big part of Reinhardt, but not my favorite.
Mm.
You kind of have to keep the enemy comp in mind, you have to keep the enemy position in mind, as well as your team. Like, don't just keep it up just to keep it up. Like, if you're not protecting anyone with it, you probably shouldn't have it up. Unless
Yeah,
you're protecting
exactly.
yourself. Like,
It has 2,000 health, but like it won't recharge unless it's down. Like even if you're not taking damage, like if you have it up, it won't go back up. So if like you're not blocking any damage, and don't like if the enemy team is like regrouping or something, like don't have your shield up for no reason. You want to recharge it as often as you can.
it's going to be a little more difficult, like, the lower your shield is to try to ration it if you don't have time to recharge it. It's
Mhm.
kind of like dealing with the like Moira resources in that sense.
Yeah.
A big part of that is like defending things like Diva Bomb or McCree ult. If your shield has 100 health, it will still block the entire Diva Bomb.
Yeah, even if it has 1 health, it'll block the entire thing. Like as long as there's some, as long as it has some HP, it'll absorb everything. It'll break, but it'll absorb everything. Yeah, you don't want to let your shield break ever. Like, don't wait for your shield to shatter, because then it goes on cooldown for 5 seconds and you can put it back up. So if you have something to block in those 5 seconds, you're screwed because it'll be on cooldown. So like if like your shield's taking damage, you can kind of gauge like how fast your shield is depleting, and if you see that like one more hit is gonna shatter it, just drop your shield and tell your team like my shield's down, and like then you can let it recharge and like use like your off tanks like Diva or Zarya to like absorb some of the damage while your shield is recharging.
Yeah, if you let it break, your entire team is vulnerable to like enemy Ryan Shatter or McCree ult or something.
Yeah.
Roadhog hook, so on.
Like if there's like a Diva ult and you want to block it, like sometimes like you make the mistake of putting your shield up too fast, and then like the enemy team is gonna break your shield, especially if it's low. They're gonna break it just before the bomb explodes, and then like you're screwed basically. So what you want to do is wait just before the bomb explodes, and then you put it up so you can like block the damage from the Diva ult, like without the enemy team having a chance to break your shield first.
You can also, from what I've tell, is if you hold the left mouse well, you change your camera without moving the barrier.
Yes. Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about that. So if you hold your shield up, if you hold the left mouse button, you can look behind you. I actually don't do that super often, but like if there's like a Tracer or Reaper behind you and like your healers are freaking out, like, oh, there's someone behind us, you can like look behind without having to turn around, and you can tell them like, oh, like the Tracer's in the corner over there, like she went in that building, so you can like kind of look behind and see where the flankers are without having to turn around. It's just lounging there. So yeah. What else?
Sometimes you can get in like a weird little panicky situation where you're maybe a little low health, but the enemy's up in your face and doing damage. You might as well just swing at that point unless you're protecting someone else.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't use your shield ever to like just protect yourself unless like it's like I'm not saying never to use your shield like to save yourself, but if you're alone and like say a Reaper or whatever is like chasing you and you're like low health and you're gonna die, there's no point in like backing up like this with your shield up because you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. But like eventually you're gonna get stuck in a corner and the Reaper's just gonna go behind your shield and kill you anyways. So it's better at this point to just start swinging, because that way like the Reaper might be like, oh shit, and back up, or like you might be able to kill him, at least damage him, and it's better than just like dying and not doing anything to him.
You can also, depending on the situation, go for like a hero charge if you're kind of in a corner 1v1. Sometimes you just get lucky, pin them, and
yeah, sometimes they get too, because they see you backing up, and then they get too close, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get behind the shield and kill him, and you just charge him, and like if you're at a good angle, you can actually get him that way. What else about the shield? Oh yeah, that. So,
oh,
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So when your shield is up, you walk a lot slower. So it's the same. Like, so if you want to back up, you're too close to the enemies, and like, whoops, I didn't want to do that. You want to back up, but you're kind of slow. So what you can do is you jump backwards, and as you're jumping, you drop your shield and you put it back up when you land. So that way, when you're in the air, you get the full speed from backing up. And because you're in the air, you're like harder to like headshot or anything because you're in motion. But once you're back on the ground, you should put your shield back up, because then you're an easier target. Hi, McCree.
Whoops.
Oops.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you jump, you drop your shield, and you put it back up when you land. And that's like the fastest way to back up as Ryan. I don't know if Lily, you were gonna say something else before. Is that what you were gonna?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what else I have.
Wow, well done.
We already talked about that.
So are you going over the shield or through it?
Trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like it's a trick against McCree's, and I mean yeah. Yeah, so he can flashbang above your shield, basically. So like if there's a McCree in your face and you think he's gonna flashbang, you can lift your shield, block it.
It's like an armadillo.
You can also
Yes.
jump if you're like
Yeah,
feeling dangerous.
yeah, that works also. But if like if the McCree's in front of you and you do this, like he's just gonna flashbang under your shield. Like, so don't be too quick at like lifting your shield, because you can throw it under your shield also. So you have to time it right, but that's one thing to keep in mind, that McCree's will try to flashbang above your shield because they can.
Armadillo
trying to
up
lift
team.
the shield up, but all I do is stare at my.
You cut
Can
out
I
a
actually go
little.
up?
Oh, you just it's holding the right click to like hold your shield out, and then you just like move. You don't touch the left.
Mhm. Yeah, you can't really tell on your screen, but your shield is going up. Like,
Oh, okay.
If you're,
So
if you're
I'm
not
looking at his ass straight up.
I was
yeah,
gonna say, like, if I can see junk.
if you're
think that-
unsure, you can hold your left click once you're in that position, and then move, and you'll see that your shield.
Oh yeah,
is
huh?
yeah. Yeah, because
Oh,
it's hard to
yeah.
tell, because like, from your perspective, it always looks like your shield is touching the ground, but it's not.
We made an umbrella.
Beautiful.
What the hell? Are you watching?
Well, that was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're like, shield up.
All of us, no.
Yeah, so one more thing about shields is like, which way do you want your shield to be up if there's enemies on both sides? You want to gauge which way the most damage is coming from, and that's where you want to put your shield. So if there's like a diva that throws an ult, like even if there's 5 enemies behind you, you want to block the ult because that's gonna one-shot your whole team, and like they might survive. Like your healers are able to heal through the damage coming from the other side, but they won't be able to heal through a diva ult or like whatever is on that.
Oh, no.
We got.
I was literally hovering over the button to restart.
Okay.
Are you also gonna wanna like if you're blocking damage because Bastion on the? You also want to focus him so that way.
You can't really block that much of Bastion's damage with Ryan because your shield is gonna melt really fast. So usually when there's a Bastion, what I do is I'm like, I need someone to take the Bastion down because I can't do anything. Because basically, Bastion is just gonna melt through your shield like really fast. Like you can like give one of your teammates like cover to like for like a few seconds to like so they can get the Bastion, but like you can't do much against the Bastion by yourself.
Now entering.
Why am I not to a server?
I invited you, it just didn't. I guess it timed out. I'll invite you again.
No. I'm actually not.
Oh.
Oh, did your game crash? Like
Yeah.
what?
Oh no.
It's okay, we'll wait for you.
A freaking. There we go.
Let me show you how it's done.
That's actually a good one for this class.
Let me show you how it's done.
Waiting for each shield to get here.
I'm
But
working.
yeah. Also,
I can see you dancing.
Another thing that this shield is good for is blocking snipers. Like if like a sniper is being really annoying, you can like block in that direction while your teammates try and get the sniper also, because like that's like 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 basically like what if something's gonna one-shot your teammates, you probably want your shield in that direction. I don't know if Lily has anything to add or.
No, that's good.
Okay, any questions about the shield? No? Okay. No. But before we move on to the next thing, I still have to do this. So, that's the best shield ability.
Well, you have to turn your sensitivity all the way up. There we go.
Oh my gosh, Michi.
That reminds me of May class shenanigans.
Oh, way too high. Oh, that was.
Remind me how to block all your directions. That's what you do. People behind and in front of you.
I wouldn't go near Orion doing that though.
So specific, does that like when May did that and it didn't do anything for her freezing ability, that totally doesn't do anything for your shielding ability doing that. Just to clarify.
No, it's just cool. Okay. I guess we're gonna move on to Earth Shatter. Okay, so did you put the timer on, not timer, but on Earth Shatter thing?
Yep, yeah.
Okay, I haven't used it, so. Okay, so if I use it here, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit all of you guys. Oh, I didn't hit. It's because I don't know if it's because you're around the corner, if it's because you're outside my cone, but it was probably because I wasn't like.
Yeah, its range is actually longer than you would expect.
Yeah, so it's pretty long. Basically the distance between the statue and the telephone booth, kind of. So if you guys want to like position yourselves like slightly in front or like of the telephone booth or slightly behind, and you can see like who's getting hit and who isn't.
You were just outside of range.
Yeah, I noticed.
I have found the enemy. Come and
See, that was a bit too far.
Hey,
Well, I was like right outside of it.
See, I hit everyone.
Time.
I'm slightly in front, and I hit everyone.
Now, another good thing is
Should probably heal.
it used to
Yeah.
be kind of bugged. You could stand on payload or behind payload and avoid it. No more.
Oh yeah, I was using the car earlier to like demonstrate that because it's basically the same as the payload. So you can use like the payload now as like you can like hide from like normal abilities. Like if you're getting shot at, you can use like the payload as cover, but you can't use it as cover for Earth Shatter anymore. Because I guess they realize that Earth Shatter is kind of like an earthquake, so you can't really hide behind a car and expect not to kill the earthquake. So yeah, so you can't like if you're on the payload or behind the payload, you're still gonna get hit by Earth Shatter now as of the last big patch.
will it go under my shield?
Sorry, what?
Will it go under the shield?
Yep.
Huh, interesting.
Because I think you used to be able to do that with Orisa. You could have the Orisa halt the Rhine into the air, and then your Rhine can shatter underneath the shield and get everybody behind.
I'm pretty sure if Meat Shield drops her shield, she's still gonna get hit though.
Wrecking Ball too.
Oh, of course, you put it back.
There's a lot of combos you can use to get a good shatter in.
Well, I think the Brigitte stun.
Bridget's stun is a big one. Wrecking Ball Slam is another.
Hey,
McCree's stun, if he's good.
I heard McCree's
can't
stun.
block that one. Yeah, McCree's son. Good dude.
Diva Bomb as well, like if your Diva launches a bomb behind.
Oh yeah, we can
The
actually
Reinhardt's
like,
gonna wanna-
demonstrate that.
Yep.
So you guys want to shield the Diva Bomb because like if you're a good Ryan, if there's a Diva Bomb, you want to shield it. So do it.
I see what they did there.
And that's what happens. And you can use that as a huge combo against an enemy team.
Yeah. Well, presumably there wouldn't be Ryan.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, the Ryan could be sneaky and get behind you guys, and then you try to shield the Diva Bomb, and he just Earth Shatters behind you.
Oh.
And everyone dies. Look at Meat Shield being all sneaky.
Yeah.
Oh, also another thing, like, it's a... Earth Shatter's a cone, so, like, if... And it starts from his hammer. So if I stand here... I'll put it this way. I shouldn't be able to, hold on. I need someone that stand... Oh, Meat Shield, come here.
Oh, I'm trying to be a cameraman.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so if I ult like this, it's not gonna hit Meat Shield. Well, watch it hit her anyways, just to like be annoying. But
Mess with you, yeah.
see,
No,
like it
I'm
didn't
good.
hit her because
Aura.
she's too close. Yeah, she's technically in front of me, but because she's it's the cone starts at his hammer where it hits the ground. She's not in the cone, so she doesn't get hit.
I see.
So that's
But standing
one
back
thing to
here, the
keep
cone
in
will hit
mind.
everyone there.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys wanna try that out.
Yeah.
I spared you, Trippin.
go get a health back.
The timing on Earth Shatter is really important.
Can't Tripa just heal you guys?
Okay, that's
Maybe
me.
it's not on like a high cooldown, but that would be useful.
There, like we mentioned, a lot of the things that can combo with it, like
Oh, that.
McCree and Brig and Diva, Sombra. Maybe another that I'm forgetting. Wrecking Ball.
I think I forgot to mention that it does 50 damage. I don't think I mentioned it.
Its damage isn't very impressive, but your ability to follow up on its stunned enemy team is...
Yeah, because you're stunned for like 2.5 seconds, I think, so like it's a pretty long stun.
Yeah, it's a long stun. And those full team shatters are really satisfying, but you can use it on... I think I already said that, but you can use it on 1 or 2 people. Like if you can get a support in shatter, it's huge.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier in the other class, yesterday I was playing and there was a Genji that ulted and I solo ulted him. And then he was like, wow, nice solo ult, but like he was salty, but anyways. Yeah, like don't be afraid to solo ult people if it's like an ulting Genji, like it might kill like your whole team, so don't be afraid to solo ult someone, even like don't tell yourself like, oh, I shouldn't waste my ult on one person, because like if it's gonna save people, use your ult. Like don't save it like for like a whole team or anything.
So it's cool if you have a teammate that can combo with you on the shatter, but you're not always gonna have that. Sometimes you've just got to do it on your own. You can kind of sometimes tell when someone's going to drop their shield. Maybe they're playing really aggressively and they don't use their shields as much as they should.
Yeah.
Or maybe they use their fire strike on cooldown, and you can kind of tell when they're going to drop it if you count that down.
Yeah, but
you can just
go ahead.
You can just play really kind of aggressive and get in their face, and if you can someone hold their shield up and move forward a little bit. Just one person, not everyone. So you can just kind of shatter past them.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to be careful with that because they might have shatter also.
Yeah. And if they're just holding their shield up, you're gonna move faster than them if you're not.
Yeah, so if there's like if it's a Reinhardt against a Reinhardt, it's usually like mind games, like trying to like get the other Rein to waste their ult. So sometimes you're gonna, like I can like pretend that I'm gonna move forward, so I'm gonna drop my shield, and then I move forward a little bit, so it looks like I'm going to go forward and swing, but I'm basically just like making it look like I'm going to. So the other Rein might try an ult, and I put my shield back up right away, so he basically wastes his ult. Like that's one thing you want to try and do.
There's a lot of mind games with it. Like you can line yourself up like you're gonna fire strike and then just shield instead. It's all about
you
mind
go
games.
like this and then you you can kind of tell usually when a Rein, like, not always, but like sometimes like when a Rein is like this, and then like if you guys say I'm like this and then I'm turning around the corner, it looks like I'm trying to get like line of sight of like more of your team. It might be because I'm trying to get like in position for an Earth Shatter that will hit like more of your team. So that's one thing to watch for. Like if a Rein is doing that, like you might know that he's about to shatter. So that's yeah. But like after a while, you try to be less obvious about it. Go ahead.
Sometimes if they use their fire strike, you can use yours just to have a better like gauge on when fire strike is up. Especially if they don't have their ult and you do. Which maybe they wasted theirs, maybe they used theirs last fight. Maybe you just know they don't have it as fast as you.
Or you just made him waste it.
Yep. Someone try to shatter me, pretty much.
Someone got Nami.
Keep the timing in mind.
Yeah, you have to point that out, right? It was reading the outline.
And that is how it's done.
Yeah, I love when that happens when like both Rhines shatter at the same time. Oh, someone's being sneaky.
It's my favorite part about playing Ryan. It's the shatter and the mind games behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Sherman.
for sure.
I was going for the health pack. I didn't mean to get you.
Now, following up on shatter is pretty big too. Sometimes it can be very tempting to immediately charge, but if you see some people grouped up and you can fire strike multiple people, it's actually better.
Yes.
Not every, obviously.
Plus, you usually have time to like you shatter, fire strike, and you can still pin them before they get back up.
Yep.
So,
Or if
and
they're
it- that-
squishies, you can fire strike and swing and usually kill them from that.
yeah, and the achievement for this spray is basically you ult, then you fire strike, then you pin someone. That's the achievement.
And that's gonna kill most people.
Yeah. Well, even like a tracer has 150 health, so you get 50 damage from the shatter plus 100 from fire strike. That's 150. That's enough to kill a tracer. So there's a tracer you don't even need to charge, or you can like basically if there's a tracer and a mercy that you just shattered, you can fire strike the tracer, then charge the mercy, and you just kill both. Don't know if you guys want to try to combo the shatter, fire strike, and charge.
Anyone at all.
So Ryan has 500 health, so technically if you do the whole combo, it's still not enough to kill Reinhardt, but if after you charge, if you swing once, it'll be enough. It'll be like 525, I think, total.
Yeah,
So-
it's like barely enough to kill him.
Mm-hmm. I think the only person you can't kill with that combo is basically Roadhog, I think, because he has 600 health. But like, if you swing more than once after, like, if he doesn't, unless he heals, then you'd still be able to kill him with the combo. But
Yeah, Roadhog's someone to watch out for in a 1v1,
Mhm.
unless you
yeah.
got rid of their ult, another ult, their vape.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you pin them or you ulted them, if they've, if you know they don't have it up, you might be able to take them. If they have it up, it's not looking good.
Mm-hmm. Any questions on combos or anything with Earth Shatter or?
Can I actually...
Yes.
I don't know if we wanted to practice combos from the other side.
Yeah, we could.
If someone can switch over and go D.Va, or I can do it. I meant from the other. Like, have
Yeah,
them
I
try to
was just
shatter.
confused when you said you could do it. And I was
Sorry.
like, oh, okay.
Well, I meant like switch teams and do it,
Mm-hmm.
if possible.
Yeah, I can do
I don't know how
that.
those work. How easy it is to swap a team. Alright, everyone else on this team go Ryan. The key to it is give them the least amount of time between the two things as possible. So like, if you shatter too early, they can just block it and then turn around and block the D.Va bomb. And if it's too late, they block the D.Va bomb and then turn around and block your shatter. The
Okay,
goal
so
is to
that's
have them...
310, yeah.
Yeah, the goal is to have them not block the D.Va bomb, but... Yeah. So I'm gonna send my ult in. And I guess probably better done one at a time. So Nuka.
Okay. Ah.
A little late. But you did get the shatter on the people, so
Yeah.
your team can at least follow up there, but the goal is to stop them from blocking the Diva Bomb.
Next.
You might have to like anticipate it, so even if your shatter hits their shield, if they don't have enough time to turn around and block the bomb, you win. So next person. AJ.
I can go. Oh,
No, late again.
it's timing. It's work. It will get it.
Who's next?
Although to be fair, at least from my experience, most Rhines are like, as soon as a Diva Bomb goes, they're like, oh. Whereas like for us, I'm waiting like until the last second because I know you're gonna shatter me.
Mm-hmm. I'll go.
Ooh, oh, that was close.
Almost, yeah.
You don't have to wait for them to turn around. Like you can kind of anticipate it. So you know they're gonna have to turn around or they're gonna die. So if you shatter and like the projectile takes a little bit of time to get there, you'll shatter them as soon as they turn around.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep going on that because this is a huge deal.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, hey.
That is how it's done.
who was that? You get a gold star.
I was filming it, so you don't actually get.
I think it was me, Shield. Was it me, Shield?
Yeah, I was.
Nice.
Let's keep going on this one.
Oh, who's going?
Nobody did it.
Who's
Okay,
going?
I'll go.
Whoever's gonna.
Nice. At least you respawn like right away.
Yeah, you're right there.
Alright, I'll go.
Oh.
A little early.
Nami was behind the shoot. The bomb wouldn't have.
I think that one would have got Nami, but I think the car might have blocked it.
Yeah.
They're just small things.
There we go. That's.
Oh, I was like, wait, who's going?
Yeah, whose turn is it next?
Need to like queue up in a line.
Yeah.
Everyone take a number.
Alright, I'll go next. I'll go next.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Ah!
Alright, I'll go this time.
I felt like it kind of got stuck in my shield or something. What the hell?
I bumped you with it, yeah.
You got ran over.
Yep.
Ah, damn it.
I'll go this time.
I mean, you have like 2.5 seconds to work with, so you don't have to wait at the last second.
What are you doing over here?
Alright, I'll go this
Shield?
time. There you go.
Yay!
But there's no enemies over there.
Fireworks.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. We are getting low on time, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What else do we gotta practice?
Oh, nice.
We can do like a brig combo if you want to keep trying with these, or we can move on to something else.
What else do we have to cover? Positioning, I think.
Yeah,
pretty much the
positioning
last thing.
counters and then like what maps you guys.
Okay.
So-
About positioning. Hey there. Okay, so with Ryan, it's important you always want to be in front of your team because you're useless if you're not in front of your team. So, like, if imagine this is the payload and the payload's going that way, you're on attack. You want to be, whoa, you want to stand in front. Damn it! I get what the hell? Okay, I was stuck there. Okay, you want to stand in front of the payload. Really?
He's just abusing you.
Okay, so you want to stand in front of the payload. That way your team can use, say if you stand like this, your team can use your shield and your body and the payload as cover. But if you stand behind the payload, like, the enemies can, like, basically, like, get in your face. They can get on top of the payload and, like, but you want to basically, because you control everything that's behind your shield. So the whole area behind your shield is like, yours. So you want to take as much room as you can. So you want to make the other team back up. So you want to be in the front. So in front of the payload as much as you can. And if you're on...
I was going to say, there are times when you can also use the payload as cover. And that might be advantageous. Like, getting through certain chokes, you might want to use it as cover. Like,
yes, for sure.
The first point of Dorado is, like, a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
There are times, like, it's about just pushing that payload in. And if you can get it past the choke, you're in a much better position.
Yeah, for sure. If you're defending on a payload map, you also want to be in front of the payload, because if you stand like all the way back here, you're giving all this room to like the enemy team to like push the payload, and then like your teammates can't really like you let the other team like use the payload as cover basically. But if like you're in front of it like this, you can use the payload as cover as like your shielding. If your shield is getting low, you can like hide in front of the payload, and like they have to go around it to get you basically. And also at the same time your team can get closer and help you get on the payload and stop it. And basically like you have a lot more room to work with than if like you're like this and then you let like the enemy team use like this whole area. So
I tend to like playing near corners. It
One sec, sorry, I just gotta restart the map. So you don't get kicked again.
Justice will be done.
Ready, right? Just
okay, go ahead. Like what you were saying.
Playing near corners is pretty big, because when you want to swing your hammer, you're not going to have much cover, obviously. You're the team shield, so if you're not holding your shield, there probably isn't one. So playing near corners gives you a little bit of safety. You can time your hammer so that it'll hit, but you'll be mostly behind.
Yeah, and at the same time you can use the wall to recharge your shield. Like when you pick around the corner, like your shield's gonna go down and then you can back up and recharge it and then go forward again. So like what I'm saying, like stay in front of payload, that's mostly like that's why usually when you I don't know. That's why like choke points are a good place to like try and stop the payload, because you can use the corners at the same time as the payload. Like you're like a better position to I don't know how to explain it.
In a better position to be aggressive but not unsafe.
Yes, exactly.
Being aggressive is very fun, but you're often not safe when you do it. And playing near corner cuts down on that lack of safety.
Yeah, I like to say that Reinhardt is like a goalie. So like you wanna like sometimes you wanna use like the corner like this, so like your teammates can go all the way to the corner, but your shield is my shield is kind of clipping to the side, so like the whole side here is protected, so your teammates can use that to like go forward and shoot from the corner also. Counters. So, what's the counters to Reinhardt? You guys know what the counters are for Reinhardt?
Bastion and Pharaoh.
Junk?
Bastion, right? I forgot.
Yeah,
about Bastion.
Junkrat definitely, yes.
I just forget about Bastion.
Yeah, Junkrat, Pharah, and Bastion are gonna melt your shield really fast. And Pharah doesn't even need to melt your shield; she can just shoot at your head, and there's not really much you can do about it. Like, because
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
even if you
like
do
you can
this,
hit them with
like
Fire
you're kind of
Strike, but-
exposed to like everyone else. Yes.
But it's not very reliable.
I mean, like sometimes you'll get lucky and hit a Pharah, but yeah, it's not. She's a pretty good counter to Reinhardt.
But she moves so fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of have to predict her movements, which is kind of difficult sometimes. It's doable, but it's like very satisfying when actually hit a Pharah out of the sky with Fire Strike.
But yeah, Junkrat is a pretty big counter. He just breaks through your shield and he can kind of knock you around with concussion mines, and it's really annoying. Though sometimes, like, based on hearing, you can take out their tires with Fire Strike. It's a one-shot kill with that, so that's really satisfying.
Isn't the tire has how much health? 100?
50?
Yep. I think it's just 100, because Fire Strike kills it.
Yeah. Sometimes if it's coming in a straight line, it can be pretty easy to break it. But
Yeah.
sometimes, like, yeah. Oh yeah, another... Oh, I'm just looking at my notes. Another counter is Brigida, but I think everyone knows that already. So she meets shield because, like, she knows how much I've complained about Brigidas.
But
Brig is in a weird spot. Like, she can definitely bully Ryan, but she can also get bullied by Ryan. And
Yeah,
I would think
Winston isn't very good against Brig either.
I would think Sombra would be good, essentially.
Sombra can be good against Ryan.
Yeah, yes, she can. She has to get, like, behind you, though, to hack you, so, like, sometimes you can watch out for that. But it's the same thing for, like, anyone who can flank you. Like, Tracer, if she, like, ults you, you're probably gonna die.
Did you mention the Brig charging?
Oh yeah, the shield bash. Oh yeah, the charging. Yeah, the charging. So like she can shield bash you through your shield, but also it used to be that she could. Someone tried to charge Brigida.
Oh my god!
Oh no, we should have signed this. Whoops. We just kind of set Tribbit up for failure there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but
basically, yeah.
One of us
Go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not going
I
this
was
time 'cause I
watching
killed you.
as they charged, they did the same thing that Ryan's do is they both fell over.
Yeah, because it used to be that like she could like shield bash you out of your charge and she'd be like unaffected and like it would be really shitty. But now she falls over too, so it's kind of like charging another Ryan. So take advantage of that if you can. What else? Like if that happens, like her shield bash gonna be on cooldown for a bit, so you can start like swinging at her when you get back up, and she's gonna have to back up. So yeah.
Well, that was rude.
Oh,
Tribbit's
revenge.
What works well with Rhine? Zarya can be good because if your shield is getting low, she can bubble you while your shield recharges. A Diva also because she can use her defense matrix as a substitute shield while your shield is recharging also. What else? I think personally I like having if you have two healers, you can have like a healer to heal your team, and you can have a Zenyatta have his orb on you. That's a pretty good healer to have as Rhine. Also Anna, especially because she can nano boost you. And if you're nano boosted as Ryan, you do a lot of damage and you're really scary.
Super intimidating, yeah.
Because like if the enemy team stays there and you get nano boosted and you start swinging, like pretty sure like you're gonna kill at least 2 or 3 people if they stay there. So.
Sorry, I was zoning out thinking
there's
about stunning
Anna.
people.
Yeah, I was dancing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Ooh.
Stop
Okay,
that.
Not even sure who I killed, but but yeah, that's a good combo. Yeah, if you like combo Earth Shatter with the nano boost, like you can probably kill almost everyone that fell over. So that's one thing. Well, maybe not if they're all Rhines though, but you know what I mean.
I know,
kill
not
the whole
mystery
team of
heroes,
mine.
not no limits.
Exactly. I think that's it for what I had to say. Any questions? I don't know if Lily had something to add.
Not especially. Just you really have to balance your skills when playing Rhine. It can be very tempting to like just hold shield and play Rectangle Man, as I like to call it.
Rectangle Man.
But if you're not using your Fire Strike and your Hammer and Pin and everything very efficiently, like that's just kind of what you're doing. You're a shield, and you feel very useless and ineffective.
Yeah, like if you move forward, like don't be afraid to like swing at least once, and then you can back up and like so the enemies are gonna be like, oh shit, like I better back up a little bit because I'm gonna get a hammer to the face, like. Because if you don't show that you're gonna be aggressive, they're just gonna be like, okay, like your shield's in my face, I don't care, like what you gonna do?
Yeah, they're just gonna walk all over you. Like you can usually tell when someone has 0 experience playing Ryan and like they're just kind of off filling because they'll stand there with their shield and you'll just bully the hell out of them.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I get like a Ryan and like he's just standing there and like he's basically not doing anything. He's just like standing like this.
Oh, I had a question.
Yes.
So, like, in terms of maps for Ryan, like, I know he's really good at chokes and stuff, but what about, like, more open areas or, like, King of the Hill type maps?
It can be good because, I mean, if it's more open, I prefer Ryan over Orisa again, because with Orisa, like, you put your shield down and then, like, if it's open, you can go behind it and everything, but with Ryan, you can still, like, move around and like, try and cover, like, as much space as you can. But
if there's a lot of usable high ground, like you probably might not want to pick Ryan, unless it's just like a perch or 2. But
yeah,
certain maps like Gibraltar, like you're gonna want to go dive or something.
but I think
Unless you're playing like a really
personally,
specific
I think this map is the best Ryan map. It's like, I don't know why, I just think it works really well here. I think Ryan in general is really good at payload maps. Because he works really well like with the on and around the payload, like for pushing and defending also. Because with Orisa, once you put the shield down, you can't really follow, like the shield doesn't follow you, so like if it gets behind the payload, then you have to wait for the cooldown to put it up again.
You put it on the payload.
Yeah, so you can do that too, yeah. But you can't always do that, especially if you're on defense. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Nothing at all.
I don't think so.
I mean, I feel like they'd be a more effective Ryan now.
I hope you guys learned something.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and thank you, Nami and Lily, for hosting that. It was great.
Yeah.
Battle of the Earth Shatters.
Oh no!
What? have ended with the Ryan. in
Oh
charge
shit.
mode.
That was fun.
Oh my god!
I'm hearing like earth shatter after earth shatter.
Yeah, Ryan's
like,
been my
sounds
favorite
like-
character since like season 2, and I just feel
Whoa.
confident in his skill set.
Oh my god!
Wow, I went all the way through.
I with me usually get a little
Oh yeah, that's one
awkward
thing.
about how
one
aggressive I am with him, but
One last thing, like displacement is not your friend as Ryan. So like, if the enemy team has like, say like a Junkrat, a Pharah, Brigida, Doomfist, Lucio, and you're just getting booped like in every direction, like a ping pong ball, you probably want to switch to like something else. Like maybe maybe then it's a good thing to pick Orisa so you can like use her shift so you won't get like pushed around.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
Yeah. But like usually like comms are not that bad, like they won't have like every single character that can like boop you, but it happens.
I'm like standing on the health pack, not taking a damage. Alrighty, well that should wrap up our Reinhardt DBU. Thank you all so much
Yeah,
for joining.
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you guys for
Do this for us.
Thanks guys.
I'm sure.
Take care.
Alright, well have a good afternoon, everybody.
If you ever have any Ryan questions, I'm always open.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you both.
Like, I haven't one-tricked him, but I've pretty much one-tricked him.
Yay.